Hello, awesome students. How are you? Hope all is good. Today, we're going to comment on one best American literary, Harper Lee. Harper Lee, among the best-selling writers of American literature. Nell Harper Lee, 1926-2016, is the author of one of the most affecting and widely read books of American literature. Harper Lee, when she wrote To Kill a Mockingbird, which represents a young girl's coming-of-age story and a darker drama about the roots and consequences of racism and prejudice. To Set a Watchman, the original incarnation, To Kill a Mockingbird, that met with whispered and widespread public interest and media focus. Harper Lee's life. Harper Lee was born in April 28, 1926, the youngest of 4 children of Amasa Coleman Lee and Frances Cunningham Finch Lee. Harper Lee grew up in Monroeville, a small town in southwest Alabama. As a child, Lee was a tomboy and she was a precious reader. After she attended public school in Monroeville, she attended Huntingdon College. It's a private school for women in Montgomery for a year and then transferred to University of Alabama. After graduation, Lee studied at Oxford University. She returned to the University of Alabama to study law, but withdrew 6 months before graduation. She moved in New York in 1949 and worked as a reservation clerk for Eastern Airlines and British Overseas Airways. In my perspective, Harper Lee, one of the greatest. I am pro-women writers anyway, but her book that had a landmark for people to think different, to think about racism. While in New York, she wrote several essays and short stories, but none were published. It was almost private for herself. Her agent encouraged her to develop one short story into a novel. In order to complete it, Lee quit working and was supported by friends who believed in her work. To Kill a Mockingbird. In 1957, she submitted the manuscript of J.B. Lippincott Company. Although editors found the work too episodic, they saw promise in the book and encouraged Lee to rewrite it. In 1960, with the help of Lippincott editor Tay Hoffe, To Kill a Mockingbird was published finally. To Kill a Mockingbird became an instant popular success. A year after the novel was published, 500,000 copies had been sold and it had been translated into 10 languages. Critical reviews of the novel were mixed. It was only after the success of the film, until now, when I watch the film, I cry actually. It is so much touching my heart, thinking humanity, thinking about racism. The film adaptation in 1962 that many critics considered it To Kill a Mockingbird. Author Truman Capote was Lee's next-door neighbor from 1928 to 1933. In 1959, Lee and Capote traveled to Garden City, Cannes, to research the Clutter family murders for his work in Cold Blood 1965. That was also a dedication from Capote in Cold Blood to Lee, and his partner Jack Dunphy. Lee was the inspiration for the character label of Kaput, Other Voices, Other Rooms in 1948. He in turn clearly influenced her character Dill to Kill a Mockingbird. Harper Lee divides her time between New York and her hometown of Monroeville, where her sister Alice Lee practices law. Though she has published no other work of fiction, this novel continues to have a strong impact on successive generations of readers. Plus, it's a must in schools in the United States of America nowadays to read this book, discuss this book, and make research about it, and write a long kind of project about Harper Lee. Great book, To Kill a Mockingbird, the one and only. If you think that you learned something new today, thumb up for like. If you have a query or a question, please drop one in the comment box. I'll answer you. Don't forget to share with others to benefit. Subscribe and ring the bell so you can get the latest in literature, A-level literature for students who are studying IGCSE, and literature O-level for GCSE students, history, and we are going to come up next, speak more about To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Until then, that's a goodbye from me, Teacher Karima.